Om Shanti. Today is the 30th of April 2023. On this Sunday morning of the last day of April, let us listen to the Avyakta Bapdada's Madhur Murli. This Murli was originally held on 17th of November 1994. That is, today's Avyakta Murli of 30th April was originally held on 17th of November 1994. The essence of today's Avyakta Murli is to become lost in having the experience of every virtue and power is to have the fortune of happiness. Essence once again, to become lost in having the experience of every virtue and power is to have the fortune of happiness. Om Shanti. Today, Bap Dada, the ocean of love, is celebrating a meeting with his children who are embodiments of love. The father has deep love for the children, and the children also have deep love for the father. This string of love pulls the children here, and it also pulls the father here. What does it do? Baba says this string of love pulls the children here, and it also pulls the father here. You children know how much happiness this godly love gives. When you become absorbed in this love for even a second, you forget all the many types of sorrow and you begin to swing in the swing of happiness. You do experience this, do you not? Baba asks. Bap Dada is seeing that in terms of the outside world, you souls are so ordinary, and yet your fortune is so elevated. Throughout the entire cycle, no Dharmatma or religious soul or Mahatma, a great soul, has received or can receive such fortune. What does Baba say? Baba says that Bap Dada is saying that in terms of the outside world, you souls are so ordinary, and yet your fortune is so elevated. Throughout the entire cycle, no Dharmatma or Mahatma has received or can receive such fortune. So, you are extremely ordinary and yet extremely and greatly fortunate. Bap Dada loves the ordinary souls. Why? The Father himself comes in an ordinary body. He does not come in the body of a king or a queen. He does not come in the body of a Dharmatma or a Mahatma. He only comes in an ordinary body, and the children that come are also ordinary. Even the multi-millionaires of today are ordinary. The ordinary children have a lot of feelings of faith and loving devotion, that is bhavna, and the Father wants children with bhavna, not those who are body conscious. Let us hear that again. Baba says the ordinary children have a lot of feelings of faith and loving devotion, bhavna, and the Father wants children with bhavna, not those who are body conscious. The greater they are, they will not have that bhavna, but will have more arrogance. So, the Father has to give the fruit of their bhavna, and it is ordinary souls who have bhavna. The famous and well-known souls neither have the bhavna nor the time. So, the Father is seeing how you are so ordinary and yet are attaining the elevated fruit of your bhavna. That is why, according to the drama, to be ordinary at the confluence age is also a sign of fortune, because it is at the confluence age that the bestower of fortune draws the line of elevated fortune, and together with that, he has also given you children the pen with which you can draw the line of your fortune. Let's hear this long sentence again. Baba says, the Father is seeing how you are so ordinary and yet attaining the elevated fruit of your bhavna. That is why, according to the drama, Baba says to be ordinary at the confluence age is also a sign of fortune, because it is at the confluence age that the bestower of fortune draws the line of elevated fortune, and together with that, He has also given you children the pen with which you can draw the line of your fortune. Have you received the pen? Do you know how to draw your line of fortune? How long a line have you drawn? You haven't just drawn any ordinary line, have you? You can create as much fortune as you want. You have full freedom. You all have full freedom. Whether you are new, whether you are old, whether you have done the 1 week's course or just recognize the Father still gives you your pen of fortune. This is godly love. What is the sign of love? If someone gives you whatever you need in your life, that is a sign of love. So, the sign of the Father's love is that He fulfills whatever desires you have in your life. You want peace and happiness, do you not? When you give something to one another, you receive happiness from that, do you not? So, the Father doesn't only give you happiness, but He makes you into treasure stores of happiness. So, what did Baba say? Baba says, the Father doesn't only give you happiness, but He makes you into treasure stores of happiness. You are treasure stores of happiness, are you not? How much do you have? Do you have a full stock or only 1 or 2 rooms? You have the treasure store. Just as the Father is the ocean of happiness, He is not a river or a pond. He is the ocean. So, He makes you children masters of the treasure store of happiness. Baba now asks us, do you lack happiness? Do you lack any attainment? You do not, do you? Then do not say, give me a little power. Baba has already given it. There is no need for you to say, give me some power. The Father has already given it. You simply need to know the method of how to use it. And you have been given many different methods. It is just that from time to time you do not use them and you are therefore not able to take benefit from them even though you do have them. It is such a great fortune and you have received it so easily. Did you make any effort? You did not have to stand on one leg, did you? Baba asks us. It is not that you are standing in the queue for a second's glimpse. What example is Baba giving? Baba is giving the example of the Bhakti Marg gods where we have to stand in queue for getting a glimpse of a second. Baba says, it is not that you are standing in the queue for a second's glimpse. You are sitting comfortably. Even sitting on the ground, you are sitting on foam. You are very comfortable and easily making your fortune elevated. Do you have this intoxication? All of you say with intoxication that the bestower of fortune belongs to you. Since the bestower of fortune belongs to you, to whom would He give the fortune? Baba asks us. It is up to us to decide whom Baba has given the fortune. To have made the bestower of fortune belong to you means to have attained a right to fortune. Baba says, to have made the bestower of fortune belong to you means to have attained a right to fortune. Those who have this intoxication constantly have the experience. If fortune is not mine, who else would it belong to? Because the bestower of fortune belongs to me. Do you have this much intoxication? Or does it sometimes increase and sometimes decrease? The time of confluence age is so short and the majority of you are all new. You have received so little time. However, within this drama, the speciality of the confluence age is that whether you are old or new, even new ones have been given a golden chance for claiming a number ahead. Baba asks the new ones, do the new ones have this much enthusiasm? Or do you think, no, there are many who are already ahead of us, we have only just come? No, you have full freedom. You can make as much progress as you want. You simply need to pay attention to your practice. Some old ones become careless, and then if you new ones don't become careless, you can claim a number ahead. You would then claim a number, You wish to take it, do you not? Not the first number, but the first division. Father Brahma has been fixed as the first number. However many want to, they can come in the first division. So, in which division will all of you come? If everyone comes in the first, then who would come in the second? In which group will the mothers come? Will you come in the first? Very good. We have to come there. This determined faith guarantees your fortune. I don't know if I will come there or not. Maybe as I progress further, Maya will come. Maya is also very clever. Never have such wasteful thoughts. When the Almighty Authority is with you, Maya is a paper tiger in front of him. So, Baba tells us, when the Almighty Authority is with us, Maya is a paper tiger in front of him. So, we should not have these kind of thoughts like, I don't know if I will come there or not. Maybe as I progress further, Maya will come. We should not have such wasteful thoughts. Baba says, therefore, do not be afraid. Never have the thought, I don't know. Become master knowledgeful as you continue to perform every action. Experiencing his company makes everything constantly easy and keeps you safe. When you forget the company, everything becomes difficult. However, the promise that all of you have made is that you will live together and go home together. This is your promise, is it not? Or will you live alone and return alone? So, increase the experience of this company. Baba says, so increase your experience of this company. You know that you have the company. You accept it. But what is the difference? You know this, you accept it, but you do not move along according to it at the right time. The force of Maya makes you forget the course. But is Maya so powerful? Is she powerful or are you? Or is it that sometimes Maya is powerful and sometimes you are powerful? Your weakness is Maya. It is nothing else. Your weakness becomes Maya and comes in front of you. Just as a physical weakness comes to you in the form of an illness, in the same way the weakness of the soul comes in front of you in the form of Maya. It is nothing else. So let's hear this line again. Baba says, your weakness becomes Maya and comes in front of you. Just as a physical weakness comes to you in the form of an illness, in the same way the weakness of the soul comes in front of you in the form of Maya. It is nothing else. So do not become weak and Maya will not then come. Your aim is to become conquerors of Maya and conquerors of the world. How many times have you become victorious? Countless. And yet you become afraid. When something new happens, you say it was something new. I did not know about it and I therefore became afraid. On the other hand, you say that you have been victorious many times. So why do you become afraid? The Father's love for you children is such that He wants each child to become an elevated soul and claim a right to a kingdom. You do not wish to become one who has a right to become a subject, do you? So, one who has a right to a kingdom is one who has conquered every physical organ. If you do not gain victory over your physical organs and over your mind, intellect and sanskars, how would you rule over your subjects? If you become such kings, you will not be able to gain victory over yourselves. Then even the golden age would become the iron age. Therefore, Baba cautions us, check whether your mind, intellect and sanskars are under your control. Is your mind controlling you or are you controlling your mind? When you complain and say, I cannot stabilize my mind is wandering, is this being a conqueror of your mind? Today my mind is unhappy. Today my mind is being attracted to something else. Are these the thoughts of a victorious person? How can those who are not able to gain victory over themselves gain victory over the world? Therefore, Baba cautions us, check to what extent you have become conquerors of your physical organs and your minds. If you wish to come in the first division, you are able to attain your aim by having these qualifications. Bap Dada saw that you children are maintaining a lot of zeal and enthusiasm. You even like a life of knowledge. You are still moving forward well when it comes to listening and to relating knowledge. But whilst moving along, what is the reason why some weakness comes? Baba answers, the main reason is that whatever you say and whatever you hear, you lack the experience of every virtue, every power, and every point of knowledge. For instance, how many times do you say to yourself or to others, I am a soul, you are a soul, I am an embodiment of peace, I am an embodiment of happiness? How many times do you think this and say it to others too? However, whilst walking and moving around, you lack the experience of soul consciousness, of being an embodiment of knowledge, an embodiment of love, and an embodiment of peace. Your speaking and listening are greater than your experience, and the greatest authority is experience. Become absorbed in that experience. When you say embodiment of peace, then you yourself and others should experience the peace within the form. Baba says, let's hear again, when you say embodiment of peace, then you yourself and others should experience the peace within the form. You speak of each virtue individually and each power individually, but let those virtues and powers be experienced at a time of need. Some continue to say that they have to imbibe the power of tolerance and that it is good to be tolerant, but they do not have that experience. Because of lacking that experience, they are not able to attain as much as they want. If every one of you were to be asked whether you are making as much effort as you should be making, very few would answer yes. Let's hear this sentence from Baba and let each of us check ourselves. Baba asks, if every one of you were to be asked whether you are making as much effort as you should be making, very few would answer yes. You need to experience in your practical lives and actions as much as you receive. Do not experience this just in your thoughts, but let yourselves and others too also experience the virtues and powers in your practical activity and actions. You say that you are embodiments of knowledge, so let that form be visible. Baba says an embodiment is for all the time. Being an embodiment is not only sometimes. If you look at someone who has a life without knowledge, if someone has an angry nature, then when anything happens, that form is visible. It does not remain hidden. Baba says, whether it is something small or large, whatever the form of someone is, it is visible. You yourself experience it and also others experience it. You yourself experience it and others also experience it. Then what do you say? He is an angry person. His sanskars are those of anger. Therefore, the sanskars are visible, are they not? In the same way, let others experience your being an embodiment of knowledge, an embodiment of peace, and an embodiment of happiness. To be an embodiment of all experiences is the sign of elevated effort. So, now increase your experience. Did you experience whatever you spoke about? If you do not experience it, the reason is that you do not pay attention to the method you have been given. The more you revise the knowledge, virtues, and powers, the more easily you will be able to realize them. Let us hear this wonderful sentence again. Baba says, the more you revise the knowledge, virtues, and powers, the more easily you will be able to realize them. Because you do not revise it, you lack the realization. Because you do not revise it, you lack the realization. It is very good that you have heard it, but as you walk and move around, revise it. People of the world say that karma is yoga. They do not believe karma to be separate from yoga. They consider karma to be yoga. To have yoga with karma, they consider this to be karma yoga. However, there has to be a balance between karma and yoga. To remain busy in karma is not yoga. Let's hear this sentence again. Baba explains us very nicely. Baba says, to have yoga with karma, they consider this to be karma yoga. However, there has to be a balance between karma and yoga. To remain busy in karma is not yoga. Whilst you are performing actions, experience yoga. When you get busy performing actions, the actions become elevated and the yoga is then put to one side. This is the carelessness that comes as you move along. To experience yoga whilst performing actions is known as being a karma yogi. The main thing is to become an embodiment of experience, to become absorbed in the experience of each virtue, to become an embodiment of all powers. Let all powers be visible in your form. Even now, if someone has a special power, what do you say of that person? That one is an embodiment of tolerance, that the power to face is very much visible in that one. It is because it is visible that you say this. If you are able to see it in some and not in others, or you are able to see it sometimes but not at all times, it means that there is less attention. Let others experience every virtue, every power, and every point of knowledge from your form. And that will only happen when you have this experience yourself. Let's hear this sentence from Baba again. Baba says, let others experience every virtue, every power, and every point of knowledge from your form. And that will only happen when you have this experience yourself. If you yourself are experienced, then others would automatically receive an experience from you. And when you experience it, you have so much happiness. When you experience any virtue or power for even a second, your happiness increases so much. You would constantly experience the sparkling of happiness and the sparkle of having the fortune of happiness, which would be in your face. So, now increase this experience. The method for this is clear, is it not? Acha, all of you have the fortune of happiness, but you have come to celebrate with special happiness. So, have all of you received happiness? Baba asks us. Now, Baba is asking us about our comfort. Baba says, are all of you staying comfortably? When the mind is at rest, the body automatically receives rest. This has to happen. The more you expand your places, the smaller they will become. This is destined. What can you do about it? It is good. You are able to have a rehearsal. Wherever you make us sit, however you make us sit, and wherever you make us sleep, you are able to have a rehearsal of this. It is good to sleep on the floor. You become kings of the floor. In the scriptures, the kings and queens of the floor are remembered very much. Patrani and Patraja, queen and king who live very comfortably. You have become this very easily. Do you have any difficulties? Bab Dada and the instrument souls think that you should all live comfortably. And if you are able to remain comfortable even when there are a lot of people, it is a matter of great happiness. Are you happy wherever you are staying? Do you not have any difficulties? Should we call more people? If a notice is sent out saying that anyone who wants to come can come, what would you have to do? You would have to do constant tapasya. Eat the nourishment of happiness and have constant yoga, and then everyone can come. Would you do this? Would you not get tired? Would you not be hungry? Would you not eat for 7 days? you would not get any food for 7 days. Bap Dada does not wish to make you do this by force. You are easy yogis. Acha. This meeting with God is no small fortune. Let's hear that again. Baba says, this meeting with God is no small fortune. Only a few of you souls, a few out of multi-millions, receive this elevated fortune of meeting God. Acha, you have met Baba now. In devotion, you visit non-living images, whereas here, the Father meets you children in your living forms and also has a heart-to-heart conversation with you. So, is this fortune a small thing? Even so, all of you are lucky. The speed of time is changing. You are at least sitting comfortably and listening to Baba. As you progress further, when there is expansion, this will change, will it not? Even so, you are lucky because you have not come at the time when it will be too late. You have come at the time of being late. So, are all of you happy? To the fortunate souls everywhere who belong to the most elevated bestower of fortune, to those who constantly maintain the faith and intoxication of being conquerors of their minds and conquerors of the world, to the experienced souls who experience every virtue, power, and point of knowledge, to the souls in the combined form who constantly keep the Father with them, to those who easily draw their lines of elevated fortune, to such extremely close and elevated souls, Bap Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. And we, the spiritual children, also say namaste to our spiritual Father. Today's blessing: may you be an image of easy success by serving simultaneously with your words and thoughts. Blessing once again, Baba says, may you be an image of easy success by serving simultaneously with your words and thoughts. Baba explains, as well as serving with your words, to serve with your thought power too is a final, powerful service. When you serve with the combined form of serving with thoughts and with words, there will be easy success and you will receive double the result. There are a few who serve with words, but let all the others who take care of everything and who are engaged in other work serve with their minds. By your doing this, the atmosphere will become Yog Yukt. Let each of you understand. Baba says, let each one of you understand, I have to serve. What is Baba saying? Let each one of you understand, I have to serve. By doing this, the atmosphere will become powerful and double service will take place. Finally, the slogan for today: remain constantly seated on the seat of a constant and stable stage, and you will remain unshakable and immovable. Slogan once again: remain constantly seated on the seat of a constant and stable stage, and you will remain unshakable and immovable. Acha, Om Shanti.